And we're back. It's Sarcasm Speaks. It's Jared and Bob. Right out of the gate here, we got to address something because you just sent me an absolutely fucking wild statistic, I would call it. It's so obviously this week is the US Open. When this comes out, it will be the first round of the US Open. So we've got it's a major week, everybody. Hold on to your fucking pants. Working, this is just a tweet from Justin Ray. I don't know who that is, but it's a golf guy.
I think he's either Golf Channel or Golf Digest. He's some kind of golf realm reporter person.
He tweets and goes, working on a Tiger 2008 retrospective for PGA Tour this week. So a little bit of backstory here for everyone that has no fucking clue what's going on. The US Open, again, it's one of the four majors in golf. This year, it is at Torrey Pines in San Diego. Fun fact, I was there. I hiked the trails. I did not play golf there, but I hiked the trails right behind the golf course. I was adjacent to the golf course. This is
just
the
like
first
that time I tried to climb the fence to the country club.
Yeah.
I was adjacent to the country club.
Yes. Yeah. So this is the first time that the US Open is going to be at Torrey Pines since 2008. And Tiger Woods won that tournament in 2008. So that gives you a little bit of backstory here.
He didn't just win it. He Greg Jennings that fucking tournament. He won it on a broken leg.
Yeah.
And after the term, he had ACL surgery.
Yeah. Yeah. When did he blow the ACL? Was it on Saturday?
Might have been on Friday, Saturday, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he won it in a playoff.
Yep. And the playoff went to a playoff.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad they changed that. The US Open used to be, if it was tied after 72, they would play 18 holes on Monday.
That's insane.
And then if it was tied after 18, it would just be sudden death. It's like, what?
Like, why not just go sudden death?
Why not just go sudden death? Or I don't know. I don't know what it is right now. It might be a 2-hole aggregate or something.
Yeah. So that's the backstory there. We're back at Torrey Pines, the first time at Torrey for the US Open since 2008. So here's the statistic. From August 2007 through the 2008 US Open, Tiger played 11 times worldwide. Remember that. He won 8. He finished second, tied for second, and 5th in the other 3. 1,227 opposing players combined in those 11 events. He was beaten by 7 of them.
Yeah.
If there is not there's definitely can't be more of a what the fuck statistic than that. He played against, well, yeah, and they're all by Tiger.
They're all by him.
Yeah. Like there's very few, I would say Tiger Woods and Wayne Gretzky are the only two. I mean, I know Gretzky's no Bobby Orr, but I think
that's the one from Canada.
Yeah. I think Tiger and Gretzky are really the only athletes that have multiple like what the fuck statistics like that, and like stuff that like no one's ever going to come close to. As I know the NBA, everyone, who is it? Elijah Wan has the points, and everyone's like, no one's going to get close. But
Wilt has 100 in a game.
Yeah, no, I mean like career. I think Elijah Wan has the most points. Oh, Kareem.
He played for a million years.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like he just has that one stat. Some basketball fan out there is yelling at me because he has more than that. But you know what I mean? Like you don't think of Kareem as like a Tiger Woods or a Wayne Gretzky, a guy that sets all kinds of fucking records and like no one's ever going to touch them.
Michael Jordan versus LeBron. That's the debate.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The greatest of all time is Michael Jordan versus LeBron, and Kareem is not really there. So, but like that is wild. 1,227 people he played against. He was beaten by 7 of them.
I just wonder what happened that week. He finished 5th.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to know what event that was.
Fucking way to come out flat.
And that's another thing too that's almost unheard of in golf is not only winning multiple times in one year, like he won 8 out of 11 times that he played.
He won 9 times in the season.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Like guys
probably played 18 times too.
When Bruce, I know Bruce won 2 majors in a year when he won Player of the Year, but he just had 2 wins that year. Or did he get 3? Did he have another goofy win?
He might have. You know what? Probably not, because he only has like 8 career wins.
Yeah, like 6 of them are majors. Yeah, so like he won 2 events that year and won. Didn't Justin Thomas won 3 in a year?
I think he snuck a 5 win.
5.
I think he won early. I think he won twice early in Hawaii. And then I think he got 5.
Yeah.
5 wins is a lot in 1 year.
That's a lot.
3 is a lot.
Yeah.
5 is like ridiculous.
Yeah. And Tiger did 8 out of 11.
Dude, when Tiger was past his prime, he was winning 5 times. Everyone will tell you how bad he was in 2013. 2013, he was terrible. 5 wins.
Yeah. That's insane. That would be like, I don't know. That would be like LeBron in, how old is he? 36? That would be like him in 2 years at 38 years old, like in the MVP. Yeah. In the MVP race.
He probably could be, though. Basketball is just different.
Yeah. Yeah. But
the measuring stick is so different.
That is true. But that statistic is absolutely mind blowing. Hopefully there's enough people that listen to this that appreciate sports that actually will appreciate that statistic. The one of many Tigers, what the fucks. But that being said, this week, like I already said, is a major week in golf. It is the US Open. So who do you like? Have you thought about it yet at all? Bombers. Yeah.
Torrey Pines. People will lead you to believe that Torrey Pines is like a nice course or something. It's not. It's probably in good shape. The views are fucking second to maybe 5. Like,
yeah.
It's right on the ocean. It's super nice. It is a lame golf course. It's long. It's straight. There's not a ton to it. They'll grow the rough.
Oh, dude, did you know the rough is thick? Is it US Open week?
Every fucking year. So I've got live from on just so that I can see if, you know what's fun? Okay, so they just showed something, and I don't know what year this was because it's old. This dude is in rough up to his fucking hip.
Jesus.
That is fucking thick rough.
Yes.
Payne Stewart is in rough up to his fucking knickers. That is thick rough.
Yes.
Not this shit they play in now, but so I actually have live from monks. I don't want to miss when Frank Nobilo does his yearly tradition.
Oh yeah.
Getting out there with his fucking British New Zealand accent. And crikey, look at the rough, and throws a ball and it disappears.
Yeah. Yep.
He goes up to the green. He's like, wow, look at this, and throws it at the green, and the green fucking spits it away. Like,
yeah,
no shit, fucking hill and fast greens. Like,
yeah,
every fucking year we have to do this.
And it's the US Open. Like we get it. So that's the other thing. Outside of, was it 2018? What year did they kind of turn it into a bitch?
18 was hard at
18. So maybe it was it 17? I don't know. One of the years.
17 was Aaron Hills.
well, one of the years, because so traditionally for people that don't follow golf, the US Open is the one where um, people just get bent over.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
supposed to be the hardest tournament.
yeah, the golfers go out there and just eat dicks for 18 holes. And they bitch about it all the time. They're like, "Oh, the course is too hard. Oh, they're letting the," and it's always the narrative that they push to the reporters, and inevitably the reporters, usually by Friday, are like, course is getting away from them."
Oh, they lost the course.
Oh yeah, they lost the course. Oh, it's getting away from them. It's like, no. They're just making it really fucking hard because it's the US Open and that's what they do every year. So it's a fun tournament to watch because it's fun. This is like this is a very dark thing, I guess, but it's fun to watch professional golfers fuck up. Because we fuck up on the golf course a lot. And it's nice to know that, like, you know, if you put them in the right circumstance with the right conditions, that they will also fuck up too.
They can suck too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think you'll see it this week, though. I think we're probably looking at like a 6 under or so, but not like a Bryson ran away with it 6 under. I think most of the guys will probably be around that.
Yeah.
Dude, there's just nothing to Tory. Like, there's nothing to it.
Right.
It's long and straight. That's it. That's all there is.
What was
length does not matter for these guys.
Oh, 2019 was the year that they were soft that year. They got real soft. So I'm looking at the past winners of the US Open. So actually 2017 too. So last year, the winner,
I'll tell you what 2017
was. The winner was Bryson DeChambeau. He was 6 under. The year before was Gary Woodland at 13 under. The year before was Bruce at 1 over. So there you go. The winner of the tournament was 1 over par in a professional fucking golf tournament. The year before that was Bruce again, but he won it at 16 under, which is kind of fucking crazy. But then all the way back now is Dustin Johnson in 2016 was 4 under. Jordan Spieth was 5 under the year before that. Martin Kaymer was 9 under. Justin Rose was 1 over in 2013. 2012, Webb Simpson won at 1 over. And then Rory was 16 under and 11. And then this goes back to 2010 when Graham McDowell won it even. So yeah. Of the last
if you take out
10,
if you take out 2011 at Congressional, it had fucking dumped. So they couldn't cut the grass. It played super soft, whatever. If you take out 2017 at Erin Hills is not a US Open course. It's a PGA course.
Yeah.
It's wide open. You can hit it anywhere. There's no rough. The greens are huge. The place is soft. If there's no wind, there's no defense.
Yeah.
So if you take Erin Hills out of it, Pebble got rain, played soft. Like, you're looking at 5 under or better. And then so like DeChambeau shot 6, next guy was even. Martin Kaymer shot 9, next guy was even. Like like one guy runs away with these things sometimes.
Right. So I mean, if you look at it though, just in the last 10 years, 4 out of the last 10 winners of the US Open were even par or worse.
Yeah.
So
I don't think this is the course that creates it.
Yeah.
It's too long, too straight, too nothing.
Yeah. There's nothing like wild about it.
There's nothing good about it, honestly.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. I mean, I heard they did some stuff with 9 and maybe moved a couple things around. I don't know. There's just a whole lot of nothing to it. Like, there's nothing about this course that's like memorable or whatever. Like, these US Open courses, the greens are ridiculous, or it's impossible to, like, you know, hit the fairway, like, to be in play. It's there's always something, but not here.
Yeah. So
I mean, they could trick it out, but the guy's a bitch. So
yeah. So I'm looking at theactionnetwork.com. So this is if you're going to bet on the US Open though, don't forget you want to go to mybookie.com and use our promo code Sarcasm Pod. That will get you a 50% match on your first deposit up to $1,000. So mybookie.com, use a promo code Sarcasm Pod for that one. But on the Action Network, they give a quick breakdown. I'm kind of bummed about Ian McMillan. He hasn't been putting out his podcast. He's got a new job, though. He's kind of really busy. I enjoyed his podcast.
You put out pics if you go to his Twitter.
Yeah. No, I still follow him on Twitter and he puts stuff out, but I liked his podcast. So hopefully it'll come back. And if not, maybe we can get him on here. But that will require me actually sending him a message, which I haven't done yet still either. But I digress. The Action Network, they give you the 5 key stats for Torrey Pines, which is something similar to what McMillan used to do. So the first one is strokes gained off the tee. Yep. The next one is strokes gained approach. The third one is driving distance. The fourth one is strokes gained putting. And then the last one is par 4 scoring. So those are your 5 key stats to look at, and just kind of like perusing through. So your guys for strokes gained off the tee are going to be Bryson, John Rahm, Matt Fitzpatrick. Your strokes gained approach is Morikawa, Paul Casey, Stuart Sink. Your driving distance again is Bryson, Cameron Champ, and Roars. The putting, Patrick Rogers, Justin Rose, Brendan Todd. And then your par 4 scoring, your top 3 guys are Louis Oosthuizen, Patrick Cantlay, and Abraham Answer. And then Colin Morikawa snuck in there 4th. I threw him in there because I said his name earlier. So it looks like guys to look out for are Bryson, Morikawa, Answer, I don't know. I guess maybe John Rahm, just because he's playing really well right now, and he's also a very good. Is he world number 1 still? No.
DJ is.
He was world number 1 for a little while. Like John Rahm is obviously really fucking good. So, I mean, just looking at it very quickly, I would go with, like, if you're doing like a DraftKings or something. Obviously, these guys are going to be super fucking expensive, but pick from these would probably be Bryson, Abraham Answer, Patrick Cantlay, and Colin Morikawa. Those would probably be the my top 4 guys that I would go with. I haven't put any money on any of these yet. I will. I don't know, probably tomorrow or Wednesday, which when this comes out, I'll have already got my bets in, obviously, because it's going to be Thursday morning, which is when the tournament starts. But do you have any guys you like that you're looking at?
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing crazy here. So if we're looking at outrights, obviously you need to, like, manage this the right way. You want long hitters. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
But some of these guys, they really just aren't worth taking. Like John Rahm, 10-1 is not worth taking.
No.
He's the favorite, so not worth taking. I think Louis Oosthuizen's probably worth a top 20, probably a top 20, maybe a top 10.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
Depending on how aggressive you want to get. Bryson probably doesn't repeat. I'd stay away from him. I'd stay away from Schauffele. He's a fucking bomb.
Yeah, so I was going to say there's 2 guys on there that I think are traps. And they are Schauffele and Cantlay. Both of them, as far as I'm concerned, are fucking choke artists. They've both been in positions to win big tournaments and regular tournaments and just kind of like pissed it away. So more so Xander Schauffele. Schauffele is in the fucking doghouse for me. And then Cantlay also.
They have the same player.
Yeah. They honestly pretty much are the same.
Same players.
So until they can show me now, would I bet either of them to finish top 10? Yeah, probably. And if we're being honest, just kind of looking at it, I'm most likely going to have a top 10 bet for Cantlay and Schauffele. I don't know what the odds are again because I haven't put anything in yet, but I am almost certain that I will be putting top 10 bets on Cantlay and Shoffley.
Shoffley's plus 175, Cantlay's plus 225.
Yeah, and those are fine odds for a top 10 bet.
I like a top 10 for Tony Finau, plus 250.
Mm-hmm.
I like a top 10 for Louis Oosthuizen, plus 400. Finau bombs it. I actually disagree with that Action Network article about how important putting is going to be. Every U.S. Open that's been on the West Coast, it's been fucking bad putters at the top. So
yeah,
I don't agree with that breakdown.
So I think it's partially. So I know just from following Ian McMillan on his podcast every week. So he gives five key stats every week. And every week putting is one of them. And I think they just look at it like putting is such an important part of the game. They're going to look at it and include it in the 5 every week, which
so the problem
technically you should just say 4. These are the 4 key stats and putting.
So I have one issue with that. And as the saying goes, the best putter of the best ball strikers wins. So that doesn't mean the season-long best putters
right
are the guys to look at, because Denny McCarthy has been like the best putter on tour for the last like 4 years.
Right, but he's a terrible he's a terrible ball striker.
He's just not that good. He just putts well, or he hits long putts.
Yeah,
that's all strokes game putting is. Do you hit long putts? And he does.
Right.
Which could mean he hits a bunch of fucking 6-footers for par. And it's like, why do you need to hit a bunch of 6-footers for par?
Right.
So if you go back, it's the West Coast US Opens have not been won by great putters. Tiger was the best at everything in 08. But other than that, it's not necessarily the best putters winning in the West Coast US Opens. Now, I heard one guy going on and on about the grass, and the grass is different out in California and shit. So I'm not going there, but
the grass is different in California, just like it snows. It snows different in the Midwest.
Yeah, and the POA is different in California. It grows different.
Yeah.
So, statistically, you don't need to be a great putter to win a West Coast US Open. So,
yeah, but I like what you just said, though, because that makes the most sense. It's the best putters of the best ball strikers. It's not the best putters on tour. It's the best putters of the best ball strikers, because you have to get there. You have to be good on your approach to the green.
And
because if you make good putts for like pars and bogeys, like you're going to have a good strokes gained putting. But like you were saying,
well, I can make this about me because, I'm a single digit handicap. So I've been putting the lights out.
Yeah.
And then the last 9 holes I played, I quote unquote putted like a 9 handicap because I didn't hit anything over 5 feet. I hit 1 5-footer, and then everything else was 1 to 3 feet. So you don't make any putts with any length.
Yeah.
You don't get strokes gained advantage. I shot 1 over. It was like one of my better rounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's because I didn't hit an 18-footer for par, 16-footer for par, or 8-footer out of the stand for par. I didn't need to hit those. I was on the fucking green.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and then outright's just such a shit show to bet.
Yeah, picking the outright winner is so hard.
I really don't like going outrights. I would rather do some groups.
Yeah.
So, you could take Finau out of a group of Hovland, Matsuyama, Scheffler, and Reed. I don't like Matsuyama to do anything. Truthfully.
No.
You know what, though? Scheffler was right there in the PGA at Harding Park, which was San Francisco, which is California, which is, putting. And Morikawa won that major, and he's a terrible putter.
Right. So Scheffler might be someone to pay attention to.
Look at Scheffler.
Yeah.
Louis Oosthuizen to come out of a group. I personally want to wait for the first round matchups to come out.
Yeah.
I don't want to do 72 hole matchups. Those don't pay that well. Top 5 finishers. So I don't know, some goofy props here too.
Yeah. Just looking right here at.
I'm just looking at the bombers, the guys who hit the button first. Though that's who I've got.
So if we kind of like weight this a little bit, and just kind of looking at it. So strokes gained off the tee. No surprise here. They're all the bombers. It's Bryson, Rahm, Fitzpatrick, Cameron Champ, Cantlay, Scheffler. They're all in the top 10. So just kind of looking at it, like Patrick Cantlay is number 7 in strokes gained off the tee. Strokes gained approach, Patrick Cantlay is 5th.
Where's Scheffler on approach?
Not in the top 10. The Action Network only gives me the top 10.
All right, I'll go to my side.
So total driving distance is another one. That's kind of a weird to look at driving distance and strokes gained off the tee. But whatever. So the putting? Yeah, looks like none of these guys on the strokes gained putting list are also on the list for approach, which I think is interesting because it shows there's a little bit of a dichotomy here in like you're either a very good putter or a very good ball striker, like iron player.
Well, so fun fact, this is how this works. If you hit more greens, your putting stats are going to be worse.
Right.
Both in terms of number of putts, strokes gained putting. So these guys that actually hit greens is not.
Webb Simpson might be a fun guy to take like a top 5 or a top 10. I feel like he's kind of been quiet lately, but his whole thing is he doesn't make bogeys. I think he is. I don't know what the statistic is now, but I think during the PGA Championship, he was top 5 in the PGA in bogey avoidance. So that's like his big thing is he just doesn't make bogeys. Like he doesn't make mistakes. So that could be an interesting one in a tournament where, the winner typically is, 5 under or worse. That a guy that limits his mistakes is probably going to be more likely to kick around at that, 3 under to 3 over rather than, someone's going to go out and shoot like a 64 on Thursday and then follow it up with like a 74 on Friday, like Webb Simpson's just going to kind of go out and shoot, 68, 70, 69, 68, you know what I mean? Like he's just going to be there. So he might be a good, I think I'm probably going to take him in the top 10. I think I might take Webb Simpson as a top 10. Depending on what the odds are.
There's going to be some love for Leishman too. He typically plays well at Farmers.
Yeah.
He had a pretty good Masters. That's probably worth the top 10. He's going to get good odds on it if he's even in the fucking field.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's also ranked 5th in strokes gained putting.
Yeah, again, I don't even know if he's in the field. But I don't know. Again, I'm looking at the bombers. Again, I'm not going to pick outrights because I'm not going to bet them.
No, outright winner is too hard in golf. There's too much that can go wrong. Like you have no idea.
I mean, I guess at the same time, you can always like if you threw $1 on Zach Johnson, it would win you $250. So
right. Yeah. It's not like NASCAR where like picking the outright winner is pretty hard, but like you have an idea it's going to be one of like the six guys that win every week anyway. like,
Leishman 75-1.
oh, wow. Like last year when I went on that tear where
Yeah.
I was crushing NASCAR betting. But it's because, you know, there's really only like six guys that are really fucking good that are going to win. It's not like that in golf. Like we just had, what the fuck is his name?
Garrick Higo?
Yeah, Garrick Higo just won last week. Like it's a
He's
random
nasty.
fucking guy.
He's nasty.
Yeah, I mean, he has the potential to be very good from what I hear.
He's fucking Euro trash, though. We'll see.
Yeah. So that's our US Open take. Take the Bombers and
Again,
the best putters out of the long hitters.
Finau, Oosthuizen, top tens. Maybe throw a dollar on Mark Leishman as an absolute long shot.
Yeah.
And yeah, then after that, take your favorite bomber.
Yeah. Just probably not Bryson because
it's very hard to repeat.
Yeah. I will say, though, I think we've talked about it before. I know we've talked about it off air, but how the US Open in particular is where Bryson has more of an advantage because he uses the same length club, like each club. So anyone that plays golf, you know that the clubs are different lengths. When Bryson plays, all of his clubs are the exact same, or all of his irons, I'm sorry, are the exact same length. Yeah. So it gives him a little bit of a mechanical advantage hitting through thick rough. And the US Open always has very thick rough, as we talked about with thanks to Frank Nobilo, who points that out every year. So, I mean, I can see why people want to go with Bryson, and I can see the little bit of advantage that he would get there, but it is very hard to win back to back. I mean, I know Bruce did it, but Bruce is fucking nasty.
Yeah, his biggest advantage is off the tee, and
Yeah.
it's going to get magnified here. But some of these other guys are going to be smoking it off the tee too. So
yeah. And that's the thing. Like, if you can keep it out of the rough, you're probably going to be fine. You know,
doesn't matter. These guys hit it so far they can hit it to the rough. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Rory doesn't have the bite.
Yeah.
The only difference with Bryson's win at Winged Foot is most of Winged Foot's greens allow you to run the ball up if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can get it on the ground a little bit early. And when it comes out of the rough, it doesn't spin, so it runs. I don't know what's ahead at Torrey. I don't know the layout good enough. Mm-hmm. You might not be able to run it up there, which will make it a little bit more of a challenge out of the rough than Winged Foot was. But
yeah.
We'll see.
All right. Well, we got some crazy news that just dropped yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So we have another Clinton side, allegedly. So there was this guy. He's from Alabama. He's a TV anchor. He was most recently a TV anchor for local Alabama news. But in 2016, he was working as a news anchor in Phoenix, Arizona. And he happened to be the one who found and reported on a clandestine. I like that word, so I'm going to say it. I don't care if it doesn't really fit. But there was a clandestine meeting between former President Bill Clinton and then Attorney General Loretta Lynch in 2016 during the presidential election between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. There was never really an official report on what happened. It was just reported that they met on a private jet on the tarmac of the Phoenix International Airport. So there's, like I said, there was never any like confirmation of what happened, just that it did happen. And this guy, Christopher Sign, was the one that reported on it. And after that, wouldn't you know, his life kind of started getting a little fucking crazy. People started sending him death threats. He had all kinds of crazy shit. I think he ended up losing his job. There's a lot of weird shit at this time. So apparently the DOJ looked into this, and they concluded that there was no bias in the investigation. Oh, this was all because of the investigation that was going on. Oh, right. This was the emails. This was at the time of the emails. So this is right before the 2016 presidential election. This was the bombshell that came out. Hillary deleted all the emails. So the DOJ was looking into all of this, and who's a pretty prominent member of the DOJ is the Attorney General, the number one lawyer in the fucking country, who was then Loretta Lynch. So the government's looking into Hillary's emails at the same time that there's a secret meeting between the suspect's husband, who's a former president, with the then current Attorney General, like the most powerful lawyer in the country. You see, can you connect the dots here? So there was suspicion that, especially after this meeting, the DOJ and the State Department concluded that there was no wrongdoing in all the investigations, and Hillary Clinton was not prosecuted for anything. So this guy is the one that broke that story that led to all of this information coming out. Well, he allegedly committed suicide the other day.
Another one?
Yeah. Yep. There's no details on it. And it says Christopher Sign was 45 years old and apparently died from a suicide, according to A1.com. Police responded to his home on Saturday morning and are currently investigating. So, kind of sketchy here. Like my question is, when or if people are ever gonna like do anything about this. So I think at this point we all know that like the Clintons are behind a bunch of fucking crazy shit, whether it be deaths that made to look like suicides or, all kinds of other sketchy things that have been alleged, from, human trafficking to all kinds of other stuff. And like, I feel like it kind of goes back to the Epstein didn't kill himself stuff. And like, everyone just kind of like accepts the fact that the Clintons kind of offed Epstein, and it's just turned into a joke, which again, hey, like it's become in the open and everyone's like, oh yeah, don't forget Epstein didn't kill himself. And this was like, we're going on like 3 years of this, I think, at this point. But it's good because it's always in the public eye, but then it's bad because it's losing its edge. You know what I mean? Like people are like, oh yeah, well, obviously the Clintons killed him. Like at this, but you know what I mean? And then they just kind of like go about their day. It's almost like they've become desensitized to sketchy bullshit by politicians.
It's their plan.
Yeah.
They figure if they kill enough people and they're all framed as suicides, then they'll get off scot-free.
Yeah. I just think it's wild how, like I just said, like people are like, oh yeah, no, the Clintons probably did it. And then like that, it just ends there. Like everyone just kind of like accepts in like the public eye that they were behind it, but then like nothing happens.
Yeah, well, this is classic double standards.
Right.
Powerful family doesn't get in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that money will get you out
Yeah,
of just about any problem.
yeah, it's a good deal. Money and
Yeah.
power.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of looking like I think it would be I think it would be interesting. Like this guy seems like a pretty intelligent dude. Obviously I don't know him personally, but just kind of like reading a little bit about some of the stuff he's done. And he played on the Alabama football team. He was an offensive lineman in the 90s. But it would be funny if, and obviously not funny, but you know what I mean. If like he left like a note or something, like if he had always known that there was a chance that he would get Clinton sided, that he like gave someone close to him something like you see in the movies, like shit you see in the movies where it's like,
Yeah.
if I die, open this letter.
Right.
And it's like something wild, like some kind of either bombshell that he was sitting on that he didn't want to go out because if it did, it would be like a guarantee that he would be killed. Um, or something along the lines of like, hey, I'm writing this of sound mind. I never intended on killing myself or any of you know what I mean? Like something like that too. Either one of those things would be great. Because it would just come out and like stir the pot and stir some shit and like maybe get people to look into stuff. But like, even though too, like I know nothing about the justice system, but like, I don't know, man. How do you investigate a former president of the country? You know what I mean? Like, because he's implicated. He's the fucking husband of this woman, and as far as we know, he could be just as involved in the dark shit that she was doing. Like we have evidence of her emails and the Benghazi thing and all this. Like we know she's culpable. There's no proof of he is, but like, dude, he's fucking married to her. Like, so, you start investigating her, you're eventually going to investigate him. And that's one of those things like, I don't know, like I said, I know nothing about law enforcement or anything, but if I were, the director of the FBI and I had a unit that was about to investigate a former president of the country, I'd be like, you better get your fucking ducks in order and make sure that you're going to find something if you investigate.
Yeah. Well, that could be it, is don't investigate unless you know you're going to find something, because they're going to find out about the investigation.
Right.
And then if you're the ones like, oh, well, hey, whoa, who ordered that?
Right.
Then it's that person's ass.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of crazy, man. Like all this like weird, crazy government shit. So I started watching this Netflix series the other day because I don't sleep anymore. It's been documented. Even on the weekends, I'm up anywhere between 6 and 6:30. So I've just been coming downstairs and like watching like shows on Netflix because no one's awake yet. And I'm like, whatever, I'll watch some like weird shit. The other day, Saturday, I watched a documentary on black holes. So that was really cool. It's on Netflix if you guys want to check it out. And then today, is it today? No, yesterday. I thought today was Sunday. Yesterday, I watched this series called Spycraft on Netflix. It's like a mini series. It's one of those things where there's like, I don't know, like 8 episodes. And it's about all different parts of like the spy world, like in real life. And it's like things that like they've caught foreign spies doing and things that, the US government has done and stuff like that. And it's fucking crazy, man. One of them was about like poison assassinations and stuff. And they have literally like traced I know everyone everyone talks about it and it's like public lore, but like there is legitimate evidence that some assassinations that have happened to people that oppose Putin can be traced like back to the Kremlin. But like,
yeah,
he
You can't
doesn't.
do that.
He can. Nothing can happen because he is the fucking government over there.
Yep.
There was one. I forget what polonium. So someone who was an anti-Putin guy in Russia was like going around doing like talking about all the corruption, because this is a wild story. He used to work for the government. Putin ordered him to carry out an assassination of like some foreign person, and he said no. And his whole unit said no, they refused. So he gets fired from the government. He turns and starts going like anti-Putin, like releasing all kinds of information of like other assassinations that Putin has ordered and stuff like this, whatever. And then he ends up dying from I think they said it was the first ever radioactive or nuclear assassination. And they put this like radioactive particle in his like tea that's called polonium. And it literally killed it. Like he ingested a radioactive substance. And from, movies and TV, we learn you're either going to get superpowers or you're going to die. And he didn't get superpowers. So we don't have a Russian Hulk running around. So he's dead. But when they discovered what it was, that it was polonium, they literally were like, yeah, there is actually only 3 places in the entire world where you can get polonium. Like they have it, it's all documented. Like there's 3 labs in the entire world. And I think one of them was in the United States, and they were like, didn't come from that one. And I think one of them might've been in Russia. And it's like, where the fuck do you think this came from? And they were like, in order to get this substance that only exists in 3 laboratories in the entire fucking world, like that has to come from like the government. Like they're the only people that like it, and they're like they like connect all the dots and everything, and it's fucking crazy. But it's shit like that.
Someone definitely minded it themselves.
Yeah. So it's like watching that spycraft thing and knowing that like they have pretty close to legitimate evidence on stuff that like Putin has done. Like what the fuck is, and they talk about the United States. The United States actually used to sanction government assassinations until 1970. I think there was an executive order signed. Yeah. There was an executive order signed.
Died in the 60s?
Yeah.
Important?
Yeah. Well, Kennedy. Both Kennedys, actually. So I think whoever the president was, I don't know if it was Nixon. It might have been whoever was before him. But there was a president around that time that signed an executive order that the U.S. government will no longer sanction like political assassinations. But like literally 1970 was what, 40 years ago?
Yeah.
Like until 40 years ago, like the U.S. government was sponsoring assassinations. And if you think they aren't still, I mean, come on, let's be real. You just don't know about them.
Well, we didn't sanction it.
Yeah. The CIA was acting. Yeah, the CIA was acting as a rogue entity. But so yeah, that's a long way of saying if Putin is behind all that shit, you can only imagine what the Clintons are behind too.
I don't know, man. They're probably clean.
Yeah. I'm just full of shit. Yeah. Yeah, actually, so on this day of June 14th, 2021, I am of a sound mind and body. I have no intent on committing suicide. So, just so we're covered there.
Don't worry, they're not letting you off that fucking easy. Fuck you for even considering such a thing.
Yeah. Luckily, there's only like 50 people that listen to this.
They're going to pick you to put you out of your misery. Yep.
Yeah. I'm not important enough. All right, you got anything else you want to go before we wrap this up? I think we're coming up on time.
Yeah, nothing specific.
All right.
Got a thought.
You want to You want to wrap this bitch up then?
Yeah. So our friend Hurricane John,
Yes.
the man who dislocated his pinky and then completed his workout.
Mm-hmm.
You know, can't teach heart moment. 2 weeks later, in the weight room again, trying to teach him how to hang clean because he's a guy who doesn't use his lower body whatsoever. He just tries to muscle it. So teaching him how to do it. And I'm showing him about like popping the bar off his hips. I'm like, you don't have to pop the bar off your hips. That doesn't mean like that's how you lift. But you, sir, do not get your hips through at all.
Yeah.
So the
He
fact that
literally
you
just
stand
reverse curls it.
basically. No, I mean, like sometimes it's still a pole and I get underneath, but it's all arms.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anytime you start adding any weight, you can't do it.
Like his heels don't come off the ground.
It's just like nothing. It's amazing that like nothing can happen from the lower body.
Yeah.
It defies logic almost. So, you know, he's trying to pop the bar. I'm like, dude, just jump with the fucking thing. Like, you'll know if you're using your lower body, because if you don't, then you won't leave the ground.
Right.
Wouldn't you know it? What does he do next? Absolutely just rips the bar off his chin. Because he did a high pull when I said jump shrug.
Yes.
So whatever, he's cowering over on the side. So I'm getting the group going. He's doing God knows what. And then I just hear a gasp from the weight room. Hurricane John doing a close grip bench. Believe me, he is no stranger to a weight room. Dumped 2.25 right on his chest.
Jesus.
Because doing close grip, he decided to fix his grip with the weight over his chest and then dropped it on himself.
Yep.
So normally what has to happen, someone runs over, picks the bar up off his chest, right?
Yep.
Nope. Hurricane John benches it off of himself and racks the weight and continues the rest of his workout.
Jesus. You definitely can't teach heart.
Can't teach heart.
Kid dumps a fucking bar on his chest.
Yep,
and
dropped
then just
2.25 right on his chest.
And then just gets it off.
Benched it off of himself.
Yeah.
I've dumped a bar on myself and I sat there, I tilted to one side, let all the weights fall off, tilted to the other, let all the weights fall off, and then I get up.
Yeah.
Nope. He banged.
Yeah.
Pushed it right off of him.
Also, I haven't benched 225 since like high school. So like that's pretty fucking wild to me too.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a football player, so he has to bench, like he's got to bench these numbers, whatever.
Yeah.
But close grip. Dropped it right on his chest, and I'm thinking, shit, gotta go rip this off his chest, which is gonna be hard for me. I mean, it's hard for me to just to pull 225 off someone's fucking neck.
Yeah, yeah.
Nope, there it goes. Right back up.
Yep. Nothing to see here.
Fucking Banner Fridays with that kid. It's always on Fridays too.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, he is a trip.
It's just like amazing. Like, how does this keep happening? He never stopped either.
Is he 19, 18?
He's probably 19.
19.
He's going to be a sophomore in college.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess that checks out. He'll probably be turning 20. That's because that's just like such like an 18 like thing. Like you just get fucked up all the time. You just don't care and you just keep going. Like it doesn't matter. Like I'm sure I did dumb shit like that. Like I fucking like playing lacrosse, like rolled the fuck out of my ankle to the point where like I shouldn't be walking on it, but I still finish the practice. You know what I mean? Like just dumb shit that when you're between like 16 and 22, like you just don't give a fuck.
No. I never told anyone anything.
Yeah, no.
Concussions, knees, backs.
Nothing. You're just like, fuck, man. Can I still walk? Yeah, all right. I'll just run a little slower.
Yeah, and then they ask like, what's happening? It's like, it'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll be all right. It's just a little fucked up. Like, all right, well, you need to come off. And be like, I don't know. Do you need me to?
I don't really need to. What do you think?
Yeah. Like if it's during a game, I would be like, yeah, I gotta come off. You gotta sub me out because I don't want to be the reason why something stupid happens. But like if it's at practice, I'll just be like, fuck me. This sucks. Is practice over yet?
It's funny too, though, because there's a balance that you can't really draw. Because then there's the kids that are like always hurt. And it's like, dude, you're always fucking hurt here.
Right.
Like I had a kid. I had a kid the other day. Fucking tank.
Yeah.
Like, Bob, my foot's fucked up. I'm like, all right, well, what'd you do to it? I don't know, playing football, blah, blah, foot's fucked up. All right, well, just lifting. So then he comes to me and goes, I can't do a landmine press. I go, what do you mean? He goes, it hurts my foot too much. I look at him, I go, you need to go get that thing looked at.
Right. Because if doing a landmine press hurts your foot,
doing an upper body exercise is hurting your foot.
Yeah, you need an X-ray.
No, and it's like he's gonna go and play baseball and football and not say anything. And he's like, "Oh, you need to tell my father." And I'm like, "We know his father."
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not telling your. I go, you need to tell your father. I go, you're either lying to me or you're not telling him how bad your foot's fucked up.
Right.
You need to tell him.
Right.
He's not gonna like. He's like, oh, he's not gonna listen to me. I'm like, so if I go to him and go, hey, his foot's like really fucked up, he's gonna ask you, and you're gonna bitch out again from talking to me.
Right. You're gonna be like, oh no, I'm fine.
Oh, that's not that bad. It just hurt doing one thing.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, let's not get it looked at. I'm like,
Right. It's goddamn kids.
These fucking kids are they're just dumb.
Yeah, they are.
I got another kid. Foot's all fucked up. And it's like, I'm like, how's the foot? He's like, well, it's good and bad. What the fuck does that mean? Like, well, it was feeling good. So I played an entire lacrosse tournament. And then in the last game, it didn't feel good. And now we can't move. I'm like,
yeah, no shit.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah. Yeah, it was the same in football too.
He's like 12 and 13.
Oh, yeah. That's a little young to be doing stupid shit. Like I said, most of the stupid shit comes between 16 and 22. Like even like playing football, you get your bell rung and you fucking run to the wrong sideline. and someone from your team just grabs you and points you the other way. And you're like, oh, okay, all right, I get it. And then it's like, all right, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm fine, right?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. Yeah, or like a couple times I got fucked up. I think I got fucked up worse in practice playing football than I ever did in a game. I mean, I blew out my shoulder in a game that cost me an entire fucking season. But like, I mean, just like in general, like I think I got more fucked up in practice, like you get stepped on, the fucking cleats on your toes. Like I have more fucking broken toes and like, I don't know, concussions that are just undiagnosed because you get one and you just kind of like walk over to the side and you're like, man, I'm just going to, like if you're doing like a drill where there's like lines, like, whatever it is, like let's just say it's an Oklahoma drill and you got to like, you do the drill, you get fucking rocked and you got to go to the back of the line and you're just like, you take a couple steps back and let like 3 people go in front of you again. You just like keep putting yourself to the back of the line. You're like, oh, come on. Make this headache go away. You're just trying to buy time before you have to go again. And then you try and like match it up. Like you look across the drill and you see like, you try and count off like who you're going to be matched up against. You're like, oh, this is a good spot. Or you're like, oh, fuck, I got to go against Lenardi. He's going to fucking destroy me. Or like in my case, I would always get fucked up by Tony. Tony just fucking ate my lunch. Like every fucking time we practiced. I don't know. Like he was just always there. Like he was just always there where I was trying to be.
I feel like since hockey, you couldn't actually tackle. It was a lot harder to get drilled in practice, but you were more likely to like take a puck off the back of the leg or take it off the ankle because you're skating around and it deflected off the net or like shit like that.
Yeah, that was lacrosse. Like and especially when I played defense, I used to just take fucking lacrosse balls off the back. Like it was my job, because it was my job, actually. I was explaining that to where were we? Oh, when we went to the lacrosse tournament a couple weeks ago, to Amy's cousin, because they have another cousin who's a girl that plays girls lacrosse. I guess she's pretty good, but she's only a freshman. So I was saying how like I way back in the day I coached girls lacrosse, and I was like, yeah, when I was learning the sport, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, this isn't lacrosse. I was like, either give them helmets and pads and let them play the real game, or change the name of the sport, because this isn't lacrosse. Girls lacrosse, there's a rule called shooting space. Like, you're not allowed to stand in front of the girl that's about to take a shot. And I go, what did you say?
Can't get in someone's sphere.
Yeah, it's shooting space. And I'm like, well, how are you supposed to block the shot? This is me like trying to learn the game as like coaching it. And I go, well, how are you supposed to block the shot? And they're like, well, you don't. And I go, well, what's the point of having defense then? They go, that was like for 4 years, all I did was stand in front of the net. And when someone was going to take a shot, I turned around and just like put my back to the shot and hoped that like it didn't hit me. It's like, it's like, what do you do? Like, what are you shooting space? What the fuck is this? Stand in the way, block the shot.
Nope.
Or hope that they miss you and the goalie can actually make a save, or let it fucking hit the goalie's arm. You know what I mean? Let it rip off the goalie's thigh. Like, oh man, the amount of shots I took off my back and my fucking ass, and my taking one off the hamstring is the worst, because then it's a Charlie horse. Like, you just took a
shot.
You just took like 110-mile-an-hour rubber ball off the fucking hamstring. And it's like, all right, cool. Well, you know, I don't know how I'm supposed to do anything now. Like, I can't even sit down because it hurts to sit. Oh, it's fucking terrible. Why do we play sports? Sports suck. I should have just played golf like forever.
Yeah. Golf was fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only thing that really sucked is if you fucking hit a ball way, way, way too heavy and fucked your wrist up.
Yeah. I've done that. I've done that now.
Yeah. Sucked.
Yeah. Shit. What are we? Oh, it's final thoughts, huh? We got sidetracked on that. All right. My final thought is, I got a new theory. So I heard this the other day. I don't know what I was listening to. Some crazy podcast I was listening to. It's about aliens. Because again, we're coming up on the end of the month. I believe by June 30th, the government has to declassify all the information on UFOs and aliens. So there's this theory. I want to get your opinion on it, because let me just tell it, and then I'll give you the because after. So this theory is that aliens actually don't exist. What all these UFOs are actually top secret government projects, because there's like legitimate like photo evidence of the United States Air Force created flying saucers in the 1950s. Like, there's actual pictures of them. Like, Black Rifle Coffee posted it a couple weeks ago. It was one of the articles that they released. They did a whole piece on it. And so the thought is that these top secret, like super dark level government projects are creating technologies that we just don't even know exists yet. And the reason why we see them all the time in and around here is because it's a US government project, and we can't afford, if there was an accident and if it crashed, that it would be recovered by foreign governments. So I stopped and I thought about it, and I was like, God damn it. That makes a lot of fucking sense. And then I forget who I said. Oh, I think I said it to Mike. Shout out to Mike, friend of the show. And he goes, yeah, I wonder what the statistics are. Or maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was someone else. I don't know. But someone goes, yeah, I wonder what the statistics are on UFO sightings by country. And I go, that would be really interesting information, because if you're getting a ton of UFO sightings in the United States and Canada, and even throw in Mexico in there too, and it's disproportionate to, say, like, India or African countries, but there may be some in Europe, but like not as much. And then we'll never know about China because they don't let anything go. And then like maybe you find out about Russia. It would be really interesting to look at the UFO sighting statistics, because we don't hear about them in other countries. We really only hear about them here, and I'm sure they do happen everywhere. But yeah, I was bummed because it made so much sense, that it kind of made me think that that's probably what's going on. because I really want there to be aliens, it's probably just the US government.
I'll buy it.
I mean, it makes sense.
No.
Yeah.
That is my full opinion. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll buy it because actually, you know what? I'll buy the idea. I'm going to clarify this. So I'll buy the idea that the UFO sightings and videos that they're releasing aren't actually aliens. What I might not buy is that aliens don't exist.
Yeah. No, I am on board with that too.
There's something out there.
The universe is way too fucking big.
Right. But the videos that they're releasing and anything that we found or whatever, that definitely could be from the government. I will buy that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's kind of where I'm leaning towards at this point. Just thinking about it, like it makes, like I said,
aliens wanted us to know that they're around, we would know.
Yeah.
We would know if aliens wanted us to know, we would know.
Yeah.
And if they don't want us to know, then they won't.
Right.
Smarter than us because we are stupid.
And it's also like very pretentious of us to think that like we'd even be able to communicate with them. Like we don't even speak the same language as people that are our same species.
Right.
Like you take a human from fucking Topeka, Kansas, and a human from, I don't know, Mumbai, India, and a human from Moscow, Russia, and like they can't communicate with each other. Like they can do like hand signals and shit, but like they can't speak with each other. So for us to be like, oh yeah, no, we meet with aliens. Like the government has meetings with aliens. It's like, what language do they speak? You know what I mean? And I've heard like, the Joe Rogan theory is that they're so advanced that they communicate through telepathic means where they don't have to speak. They just share thoughts. And it's like, all right, cool. I watched some fucking science fiction movies too. But I don't know. It's just weird. Like if you actually take the time to like think about it all, like I said, like fucking, and we've said it before, like if they are super advanced, they probably just blow right by us because we're like the fucking squirrels in the woods and they ain't stopping to talk to us because we're just a bunch of fucking squirrels. You know, like, and if they wanted to, like I said, who knows if they even could?
Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, no, I'll buy what this guy's stepping in. Because I was listening to someone else, and I don't get into the whole space thing, but they're saying that some universes move so quickly that we will never have the technology to understand how fast that universe moves.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's absolutely insane. So
So yeah, the aliens are in this big fucking aluminum circle
yeah.
that we can catch on our cameras.
Yeah.
And like that's the best they got. Yep. Okay.
Yep. Like that documentary on black holes was like earth shattering, not to, no pun intended. But just in talking about like space and like what's actually there and like the size of it, like it did the whole thing where it like kept things to scale. So it was like, here's Earth, here's the sun, and then it was on a grid, and then it like zoomed out on the grid, and it was like the solar system, and then it zoomed out more on the grid, and then it's like the Milky Way galaxy, and then it zoomed out more, and then it shows like other galaxies around us, and then it just kept zooming out more and more, and then the black hole that they focused on that people actually, they were able to take a picture of for the first time, I think in 2019, is, I think it was 84 billion light years away, which means that it takes 84 billion years for light to go from there to here. So by the time we see it, it's probably not there anymore, because when we see it, we're looking at something that existed 84 billion years ago. 84 billion years ago, what was there? Fucking dinosaurs in here? Like, was the earth even still a fucking thing? Like, I don't know. It's a long fucking time. Dinosaurs were 6 billion years ago. So this was, what is that? I don't know, fucking 12 times longer than when dinosaurs were here. Like, it is almost impossible to fathom space. like I just, every time I start to think about it, I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, this is insane. How big it is, what's there, what's not there. Like, dark matter's a thing. We don't know what it is, but it's there. Like, we don't know anything. We don't know shit about nothing. And it's where we live. And it's where we live.
No, we got it all figured out.
Yeah. Yeah, life is all about fucking, it's shit like that too. When I watch documentaries like that and I get my mind fucking obliterated, it's like, yeah, man, it's all about the fucking nice house and a nice car, right? Yeah. Yep. You're all about trying to get as much money as you can. Yeah. Because that fucking galaxy that's 84 billion years ago doesn't give a fuck about your Porsche. And the sun that's eventually going to... arguing about mass. Yes. We spent over a year arguing about mass. Yeah.
And actually, people are still doing it. But
yeah. And someday, I mean, we won't be alive, unfortunately, but someday the sun, our sun, is going to explode. Like, they have the calculation. I think it's 500 and something million years, 580 million years or something, maybe. The sun is going to explode. And then
I would take it happening in 5 minutes.
The earth goes bye-bye. Like, there's nothing here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this whole solar system just kind of like stops existing. It's like, yeah, man, you got to wear your fucking mask and Stop and Shop, though. Fucking losers. Speaking of losers, that's going to do it for us. So thank you guys for watching. If you're on YouTube, well, if you are watching, you are on YouTube because we don't post the video anywhere else. So subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment below. The engagement helps other people see the show organically, if you will, which we probably won't because I think I swore like 7 seconds in on this episode because I was talking about Tiger Woods' what the fuck stats. But oh well, if you tell people, they'll see. If you tell them, they will come. Where are we doing? Oh, subscribe to us wherever you're listening. I just kind of blanked out on that. If you're on Apple, go over to the iTunes store, give us 5 stars, leave us a review. Again, it's all about the engagement. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. And our Facebook page is just Sarcasm Speaks. So until next time.